Welcome back to another episode of Flynns on the Fly. While we were certainly hopeful not to be able to share a direct experience with kind of emergency healthcare situation here in Cuenca, Ecuador, it just so happened that our hopes did not come true, and here we are. So first I want to say thank you all so much for reaching out, for texting and messaging and commenting to see how I was doing. It really meant a lot. I think all of this really started when we did the hike at Guagualzumi. It was pretty high and we were on a ridge, and I noticed everybody else was just cruising along, and I am like consciously thinking of every step I'm taking. And now I realize that's because my blood pressure had just tanked, so I'm grateful I didn't fall off the cliff. But after that, we kind of packed that day. We did the hike, we met a couple on their exploratory trip for dinner, and we went to the symphony. And by the time we were sitting in the symphony, I had a pretty good idea that something was wrong. The next morning we woke up and we both kind of realized we had some kind of parasite, stomach issue kind of thing. And that's very common here. So we went to the pharmacist, we took what she recommended, and the stomach stuff was resolving. So a week after the hike, my shortness of breath was really getting worse, and I knew that something was not right. So I messaged Dr. Maite, who's amazing. We've talked about her before. I'll make sure and link her information in the description below. But she didn't see it until like Friday at 6. So by then, I kind of told her what was going on, basically thinking I was just low oxygen level. That was not the case. She got me in first thing Monday morning, like at 8:30. And the first thing she did was, check my blood pressure, which was 80/60, and my pulse ox, oxygen saturation in my blood, which was 99%. So that ruled out any kind of altitude issue in her mind. And then she started thinking that maybe I had a pneumothorax or a pulmonary embolism, which kind of freaked us both out because we almost just left for lower ground thinking that was going to be our solution. So she sent us to the hospital right away. We got a chest x-ray, and they also did a bone scan, like a bone density scan. I'm not really sure quite why they did that. But then while we were waiting on the films, we got a bunch of blood work taken at the hospital. She's right next to Santa Ynez, so that's where we went for everything. X-rays came back clear, and it took a little while to get the blood work back, several hours. And it was later that Monday night when she messaged us what it was, and there wasn't really anything that stood out. Maybe some small sign of an infection. So kind of best guess scenario was to prescribe prednisone, a steroid, and a broad spectrum antibiotic. I started those two things on Tuesday, and by that following Friday, so we're now 2 full weeks in, I could tell that it was working and then it was making a difference. For sure. But just to give you an idea of how much these things cost, like her office visit was $35. The films and the bone scan were $80. The blood work was $120-ish. The prescriptions were like $10, $12. And then the day, that Tuesday, we went and got vitamin C IVs. We both got them. I got vitamin C, echinacea, and a B complex, and Matt got the vitamin C and the B, and both of those together were $80. So was it some combination of things that we did that brought about resolution? I do believe that every physical issue is multifactorial. So I know that the prednisone created the space for me to kind of tune in and ask some more questions and get some clarity on some emotional things that were going on, and I was able to move that out. Whatever it was, I'm grateful. I'm feeling much better. I still don't feel 100%. The science, the research will tell you that if your oxygen saturation level is above 90%, that you're not having an issue with altitude. And I just think that most things have more than one issue going on. And also, just because your body can adapt to something, which your body is an amazing adapter, there's no doubt about it, that doesn't necessarily mean it should. So in our next video, we're going to do kind of a life update and let you know what we're thinking in terms of how we're going to move forward. So that was my experience with the Ecuadorian healthcare system. Everything was fast, everything was easy, everything was affordable. Yeah, so overall it was a great experience at a really challenging, difficult time. All right, again, thanks for all the love and care you sent my way. We both really appreciated it. Flynns on the fly out. Whoop, 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 whoop.